YouTube? Dark Magician Tactics, back with another live video for you guys. We have a couple of ideas for today. First off, I want to apologize for my voice. Sorry if it sounds a little rough. It's getting a little cold down here, and this weather's catching up to me. I'm not used to this cool weather, as you guys know, in central Louisiana, but we're gonna make it through. But yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes. And how's everyone doing today? Hope you all doing all right. For today's video, I had maybe two, possibly three ideas of what we can get into as far as some of the builds that I was thinking for YCS Orlando, and just fool around, maybe come up with some combos or anything like that. What's up, LSK, man? How are you today, brother? I hope you're doing all right. Shout out to you, man. I really appreciate all the combos and support that you give me. It means the world, brother. But yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes, and we'll go over some ideas that I thought I had. How's it sound right now, El? Everything sounds okay? Is it, excuse me, too loud, not loud enough? You guys let me know. And yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes, and then we'll dive right into this. I hope everyone's doing okay. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, it's next week. I hope you guys have a happy holiday or a happy, safe travels if you're going to be traveling. If not, that's okay. What's going on, Sorcerer? How are y'all? Hope everyone's doing okay. Good thing, good thing. Let's see, doing all right. I've been working on some experiments with synchros. The audio, awesome, man. Yeah, just let me know if this volume sounds a little crazy. And I also want to apologize in advance. I have my dogs up right now, so if y'all can hear them, I hope you can't. But if you do, that's just them in the background. They might get a little rowdy a little bit. I try to put something on TV so they can be distracted a little bit, but they get pretty loud and rowdy. So we'll get through it together. But yeah, man. I hope you guys are doing all right. It's Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. I hope y'all had a great day at work. If you were off, I'm jealous. If you're off this weekend, heck yeah. And then we'll enjoy it. And we'll get into this build shortly. Let's see. I found a way to mix the combos with the Harpy Synchros. Unfortunately, mad annoying. Dude, you are the boss for coming up with these combos. You really are. I'm super jealous. Dark Sorcerer, I'm doing fine. I was playing some Marvel vs. Capcom on my Nintendo Switch. Oh, dude, is that game fun? Speaking of Nintendo Switches, I'm going to have to get Mario Kart Racing for when I go travel for my holiday. Do you guys remember The Legend of Spyro, A New Beginning? I was talking to a friend of mine at work about some older games we used to play. I used to play The Legend of Spyro, A New Beginning, where you had like the different powers, like electric and stuff like that, fire, ice. And then I used to play, did you guys ever play Crash of the Titans? It was the Crash Bandicoot game where you could like hijack Titans and take control of them and battle each other. It was so fun. I found that game again on YouTube as I was just like scrolling through some shorts. And then there was that Crash racing game where you would combine vehicles with another one, and you'd be able to like take out other vehicles. Dude, it was so fun, and I like unlocked a memory from my childhood because I remembered playing that with my best friend as a kid, and I just wish so that it was available on Xbox now on Game Pass, but alas, it is not. Maybe we'll have to go find like an old Xbox, PlayStation, or PSP and go get those games, but yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's all right. We're going to have a good time. We got other games and stuff like that. We need to learn this game right here, the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And all right, so we're 4 minutes in, so we'll jump into it. So as you guys know from my recent videos, Locals has been kind of meh lately, right? A lot of 2-2 records, 1-3, nothing crazy. We usually drop if we're not doing too good. And then, yeah, it's just been what it is. I have since learned some other stuff with some of the builds that I had been bringing. But to be honest, some of the most fun I've had has been with the Shining Sark stuff. So I guess we'll go over that one first and kind of see what you guys think. Because as of now, I have like 2 ideas for some builds that I wanted to try. So we'll jump right into that real quick. LSK. I remember the Spyro game where you play a monster toy and device and play the certain monsters. I don't know if I remember that Spyro one, but that one was pretty fun. Sorcerer, yeah, hopefully whenever I move next year, there's Locals. Yeah. So my locals has a ton of variety, and that's what makes it so fun. Because every week someone brings something different, except for us, we're still bringing Dark Magician, just different variations of how to play it. So that's what we'll get into today. So for now, I will jump into the Shining Sarcophagus build. I think this is what we had brought to locals. I'll be honest, guys, I haven't touched my cards in a week. We've been pretty busy at work, but just thumbing through this real quick. This is what we were bringing. A little surprise for them that I had was a drop off. If you guys remember this card, you set it, and then every time they draw into their draw phase, they immediately have to discard the card that they just drew. And then we also had drastic drop off. I think that's in here somewhere. And drastic drop off. After, let's see, actually only when an opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, including the drawing phase. So you would wait if you already had drop off set, let them search, and then activate this, and they had to discard another card. It was really funny. But yeah, this was the Shining Sark build. Again, it's probably my favorite, but I do think I've been playing it wrong in a sense of trying to add and force some Dark Magician stuff, right? I don't think that's necessary, especially now that it is on Master Duel, right? And this deck has only gotten more popular. My YouTube feed has been a lot of Shining Sark on Master Duel, which is great. I'm so glad it's getting attention and stuff like that, but I do not think that Dark Magician additives into the Shining Sark build is the way to go anymore. So I'm thinking more of the pure Shining Sark build. We don't have the more Marshmallow on, unfortunately, and we only have one copy of the Summon Skull card, but everything else I think is doable. So what I'm thinking is the purest set of those cards, we'll figure out the ratios. In my mind, it's like 17 to 20 cards, and then the rest is all, hand traps and floodgates. That's my thought process on this immediately thinking about it. That's what I've been seeing a lot on Master Duel with a lot of success. And mind you, on my Master Duel account, I don't play hand traps. I have one Ash Blossom because I don't have enough URs to build all the other cards. So like I don't play with Max C. I don't play with any of the hand traps like, Dimension Shifter. I have the one Ash. I don't have any Imperms. I don't have any Effect Veilers, things like that. And, we're in, what's the one right after Gold? Platinum? I think we're the first rank of Platinum. So we've been grinding on Master Duel with it, and it's doing pretty good. But like I said, if we can go to locals with the same energy, but the thing at locals is everyone knows what the cards do, right? It's not a secret anymore. They've been out for a while. So I'm thinking just more floodgates, more disruptions, things like that. Probably keep Shifter because this deck doesn't care about, Banished versus Graveyard. Banish actually helps because of the G-Man himself right here. So we'll probably keep Shifter. We'll look at the ratios of all the other cards. I think I have two of these. If it's just the one, I'm thinking about running one more. And from what I've found is I'm thinking going first hand, we want to set up Ties That Bind with the Silent Magician and Silent Swordsman. Going second, we want to set up the Gandora play, right? That's just my initial thought of that move. We're going to keep this only because it's going to be our fusion into Dragoon with the Gandora and the Dark Magician play. So that'll be the only quote-unquote Dark Magician card in the deck that I'm thinking, maybe cut this, we'll look at it, but we don't need the pure DM anymore. We're going to look at the ratios of everything else, and I think that's going to be a good starting point. Possibly run him, maybe in the side deck. We'll take a look at it in a second, but yeah, so we had two of him in there. So real quick, let me see if anybody's. Unfortunately, mine has zero variety, nothing but meta. Yeah, dude, a lot of the guys, like, I feel like they're playing meta cards or meta builds, you know what I mean? Or at the worst, it feels like they're making their mediocre decks meta because of a lot of the support that these other cards have. And by the way, one of my Discords that I follow for my locals, like, they're posting all this Yu-Gi-Oh news of these decks that they love constantly getting support. And I'm not salty. I mean, I sound salty, but I promise I'm not. But it is hilarious to think that, like, these random decks or these decks that have been around are getting all either new support or more support. And we're just like, Yeah, what are we gonna do? You know, we'll play Shining Sark or Terror Dragoon build. It's just funny to think out loud, but it is what it is. But real quick, let's count these all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, actually, let's do it pure, and then we'll add in the ratios for side stuff afterwards. So we'll take out all the hand traps right now, and then that needs to stay because that's a staple. Shifter will come out, and then let me see. Sorry about that, guys. The dogs are getting loud. I told you in the beginning. My bad, my bad. But 1, 2, we'll do those. So as of now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 with a meh on the one copy of Dark Magic Mirror. We'll put that to the side for now, and then we'll look at it. And then for the side, or I'm sorry, for the hand traps right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. We can definitely bump that up in a second, but we'll put that right there, and then we will take a look at it. Sorry about the noise, guys. The dogs are just going crazy in the box. I definitely am salty that Blue Eyes and even Red Eyes is getting better support than us, but it is what it is. You're absolutely right about that. I mean, I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you said it, but dude, Blue Eyes get Magia, $1,000 card, probably more over here in the U.S., and then a new structure deck coming out in February or January, right? January, February. It's crazy, crazy support that they're getting, and it's actually going to be relevant in meta again. So let me go ahead and separate these real quick, and then we will get into the ratios of the cards of what I think is really going to help it, and then after that we can look at the build and see what we need to do. Because yeah, I mean, this is probably, like I said, the most fun build that I play for a Dark Magician. Some people are going to argue with me and say it's not a Dark Magician deck because, it's only him. But I'll counter and say it is because it mentions Dark Magician. You know what I mean? So let's see. We'll jump into the spells. Ratios might be off. So I have one Tige right here. I think I have another one. I'll look in a minute and see. But let's see. We got the gadgets. Swordsman's, yep. I see a lot of people doing 2 and 2 with the swordsmans and whatnot, but we'll get there when we get there, right? All right, so triple Shining Sark, I think for sure is the way to go, and then we'll put that right there. So it's the one of triple Shining Sark. Turn silence and future silence is the confusing one, right? Because one ends the battle phase, and then what's the other one do? Negate the effects if it targets, right? During damage calculation, Shining Sark battles. If it's in your graveyard, you can. Okay, yeah. So that turn silence banishes in the graveyard during the battle phase, and you can end it. And then future silence is from rejection during the battle phase. You draw it, so this is card sync today, or whatever it is, the anime card. So future silence lets us grab a monster, and then turn silence adds the levels. Pretty bossin'. Another thing, maybe I'll throw it up as a short on YouTube, but I was playing, like I said, this on Master Duel the other day, and I got my, I think Silent Magician or Silent Swordsman up to like 12K attack, dude. I mean, it was a big back and forth. It was like 17 turns. I just kept setting pass, and so was the other guy. Just because I wanted to see what he wanted to do. I could have killed him on like turn 4. But it was just funny to see how big the card could get. And yeah, we got it up to like a stupid amount of attack. I'll post that later. But so 3 future silence and 2 turn silence. We run the 3 because it's so easy for Gadget Trio or Shining Sark to get ashed, right? So, and if it does, and you use your normal summon, it kind of blows, but at the same time, it's not terrible because the requirements for this is just a monster that mentions it and Shining Sark. So, like, both of these get negated, and we open with at least Future Silence, boom, we still get one more search, and we didn't open with, like, Dark Magician or Gandora. That's kind of like the savior and the backup play, right? And then, like we said, this one, if it's in the graveyard, banish it in the battle phase. You survive one more turn, and then you get your searches again. Hopefully. And then Future Silence, like you said, lets you add in case Gadget Trio or Shining Sark get ashed. So we're cooking there. The one ties that bind, maybe this should be at 2. Guys, I'm so sorry about the glare. I'm just like looking at it. My bad. My bad. Let me see. Um, that might be a little bit better. I apologize. I'm just now noticing that. Like normally say, Blue Eyes White Dragon is basically the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami. I've never heard that, but that's accurate. It's the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's so funny. What's up, gamer? How are you doing today, man? I hope you're all right. Um, yeah, let me know if that's any better. So we'll probably do 2 ties that bind, and that's what my I'm thinking the opening for going first really depends on this card, right? So ties that bind lets you special summon 2 monsters that mention it, right? And those 2 monsters mention Shining Sark. Those 2 monsters would be Silent Swordsman and Silent Magician. Get those guys on the field and either go into some link 4s because we'll probably have 3 monsters on the field, maybe 4 depending on what we open with. But if you go first, you have 2 negates. You have the spell negate and then you have the monster negate or effect negate, right? And they're only going to get bigger on the phases. So hopefully maybe it just sucks because you got to kind of pick one during their turn if you have like a future silence in hand or on the field, because then you could really quickly get both of them up to 3K because they're both going to go up to 1500 after the draw and after the standby. You use their effects, maybe go up 500 more on one of them or both of them. Turn silence, boost them up to 3K, 3500. They're going to enter battle, banish into the battle phase, and then you're safe. That's like top tier, hopefully like best case scenario for turn 1 with that hand. The second, going second hand, I'm thinking would be let them set up their board, hopefully have some interruption that you have in your hand, play that, and then you go into the Gandora play, right? Blow up the field, hopefully for an OTK, depending on the extra deck that we have. I think the best extra deck that goes with this is the number extra deck, right? The number 97, number 38, and number 100 combo. Draglubion, Hope Harbinger, and what's the other one? Those are the numbers. I forget the names. But they get big, OTK, 9K. That's hopefully the plan, right? And then the one Secrets of Dark Magic, that's going to be our only way to get into Dragoon with this. Because like I mentioned earlier in the video, I think that the less Dark Magician stuff and pure Shining Sark is the way to go with Shining Sark, knowing what I know now, right? So back to the monsters. We have the 1 copy of Dark Magician. I don't know if we need to. We might need to for that specific extra deck play because if you have Dark Magician on the field with Gandora effect to get rid of Dark Magician, he comes back and then you get to special summon another one. Or not necessarily another one, but another monster, level 7 or lower, I believe, that mentioned Shining Sark. Some people would do the Dark Magician. He gains 1 level, so now he's depending on how many you had, possibly a level 8. And then you go into that extra deck play. But 1 might be fine for now. We'll maybe do some test hands in a little while. I'll have to see because I have another build that I want to show you guys. And then the 2 Gandoras. We run the 2 Gandoras because something could very well possibly happen to the first one, right? My biggest issue with this deck is Gandora effect, which by the way, it's an effect to summon it. It doesn't just happen when you have Shining Sark. So like that can get negated as well. I believe is how I understand that. So getting him onto the field is a challenge in and of itself. You get him onto the field, effect to pay half your life points, pay cost, blow up the field. Before that, like that can get ashed or negated. And it sucks, especially if it's, a retaliation on your first turn, even if it's the second turn, and then you're fighting for your life. You're on the back foot with 4K life points, and your opponent hasn't taken any damage yet, hopefully. So, like, that's what sucks about it. But if it resolves, which is what we want it to do, and I think Dimension Shifter helps, because if you already have cards banished or your opponent has cards banished, it's not just a 0 attack and defense monster. You get a little bit of something with it. So that's what you'll see. But let's see. On the topic of Dark Magician, I've been wondering if I should just go back to Runic Dark Magician after the ban list drops in the TCG. Any card with a semicolon is usually cost. Correct. Yeah, so that first thing, man, I mean, take it from me. You can watch my recent videos. You guys were there, especially you, Sorcerer. I ran Runic. It was really fun, but it was it was my fault. I'll explain. It's my fault because I didn't quite understand some of the actual placeholding rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! And my biggest thing was when Fountain was on the field, Fountain doesn't acknowledge previous spells before Fountain is on the field. And I didn't know that until it was like mid-tournament. And I tried to do a combo that I had been practicing for like 2 weeks because I never played Runic or Runic DM specifically. And I was not having fun. And then I just changed completely how I played, and it just it wasn't for me. My fault, 100% my fault. But I also think that skipping your battle phase is kind of important, especially with the extra deck that we played. So like Dragoon got big really fast, very easily, and the fact that sometimes it was either a half power Dragoon or like a not even a whole power Dragoon. It was just not fun, especially because like in this build, it wouldn't have its pop burn effect because you have Gandora, and this is only treated as Dark Magician on the field, but it's a half one, so it's like it's not fun in my opinion. So if you do, man, please let me know and let me know how it goes and how you do and stuff like that. I'd be really excited to hear it. So we had the two Silent Swordsmans. Maybe go down to one. I don't know. I'm keeping it two because we don't have any of the other cards. You know what I mean? No more Marshmallow on, which I think is actually a really great card. I'm gonna have to look into it more because what does it do? I think it's if it's on the field, your opponent can only attack it, right? So that's a pretty sick card. Sorry about the dogs, guys. My wife just walked in. They're gonna get loud for a second, but we'll be all right. We'll get through it. So the two Silent Swordsmen. This is our negate for an effect, right? So and then it gains 500 attack for every standby phase. Awesome card. Gets big fast. Silent Magician is where it's at, though, dude. Silent Magician with the spell negate and then big on draws. I don't know if it is every draw because it just says when your opponent draws cards. Because I feel like when I was playing Master Duel and they max seed and then this was on the field and I kept special summoning, he kept getting big. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like that's what happened. So if that's the case, this card gets even bigger, even faster. So I definitely feel like 2 is a good ratio for both of them. You don't want anything to happen to one or the other. That's why we run the ties that bind. Probably going to need that at 2. And then we have the Gadget Trio at 3. These are our one-hand starters, our one-hand searchers, which is awesome. It's what we need. So this leaves us with all the room for the rest of hand traps. I have more. I don't have them pulled. I might have some in here. We'll look in a second. But that's going to be the big thing for me is like what are the best hand traps? And then siding. Siding I am ass at. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I've been so bad at it. And I never side because I just go, we'll be all right. They know what we're playing. And then sometimes my opponent does like a gentleman thing. They don't side either. But some of them do. And then we just get clapped. So we need to work on our siding. But what are the best hand traps to go into this kind of build, right? Magician Souls is a good example. You're absolutely right. Yeah, like Matchy once said in their really old stream, Runic Dark Magician is the most complicated variant, but it is the most rewarding version of the deck. You're absolutely right when it works, but I'll tell you this, I never, in my month of playing Runic, which isn't a long time, again, I'll take responsibility. I probably should have practiced and done more with it, but in my month of playing it, I never beat someone because I was able to wait long enough to go into battle. It was always decking them out or they just conceded because we might have had some big monsters on the board, but which is you're still winning. That's perfectly fine. But I am someone who likes their battle phase. I want to reward myself with the combos and the work it takes to set up said board. So I don't know. It's just it can be a little slow. It definitely is complicated. He's right about that. But like I said, that threw me off the rule with the field spell, and that's nothing specific with Runic. It's just the game, and I am still learning the game, guys. I'm not a master. I am the boomer that's coming back to it, so we're trying our best over here. I'm not going to lie, and it is very challenging sometimes. So for the moment, we do have the 3 imperms, and then the 3 shifters. I have a third Ash somewhere. I'll have to look real quick and find it. Dimension Shifter I love because it does not care for this build. This build is awesome, and it's really fun because it's an easy way to get around Shifter. Gandora gets big real fast too because of that. So it's overall just a really fun build. Guys, I'm so sorry about that glare. My apologies. True, if it was up to me, I'd just go with Ritual DM and call it a day. I need to learn more about the rituals. I was thinking about it for a second because I had that Blackluster Soldier ritual card. what's it called? It was in, I think, like 2 sets ago or something like that. And I wanted to make it work, but I just, I need to invest a little bit more time into it. But something else I was thinking about, as far as, I guess you call them hand traps, right? What do we think about kaijus? Kaijus are going to be a big staple, especially, hear me out, guys, especially when the rival himself, Blue Eyes, comes out, right? Kaijus is going to be the way to get over Magia. And I feel like everyone's like freaking out over Magia, especially like in Master Duel, which is, don't get me wrong, it's a great card, 3 negates. It seems complicated to get into it without, I guess, the proper Blue Eye support, but the card is freaking awesome. But again, you just kaiju it, right? That's all you got to do. Maybe there's probably some other ways around it that I can't think of right now, but I mean, Forbidden Droplet, all those other cards still work on it. There can only be one. Well, I guess those can get negated, right? I don't know. Can you respond to those cards? Cards that I don't have that I should know? I have no freaking clue. Guys, again, I'm so sorry about the noise. My dogs are spazzing right now. My apologies, but let's see what we got. True, if it was up to me, I would just go, yep. Too bad Cashier Dark Magician does a lot of nothing. Dude, I kind of been feeling that, Sorcerer. Like, I know a lot of people run it, but I'm just like, where are we going with it? Like, I don't see any crazy boards with it. You get it, you search, another Cashier monster? Okay. If you want to just search, like, just go play Runic. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really do it or draw. Like, it's not doing much for me. But, so these are the cards for Shining Sword. And then real quick, we'll come back to this in a minute. But, because it's super loud, and again, I'm super sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. My bad. But, this is the first build. We'll put this right here. And then I wanted to show you this one. And then shout out to Matchy. It's his idea. He deserves the credit. And if he ever joins in here and doesn't want me to give away his idea, I won't do it. Just let me know, brother. But something he was kind of talking to me about was another one of my favorite builds, which is a Turbo Dragoon build, right? A Turbo Dragoon build, a blind second Turbo Dragoon build, but something to add a little spice to it. Are you ready? He's probably been talking about it, but something for a little spice is going to be the Sky Striker package, guys. I have a good friend of mine. Shout out to eHeroes Forward. He does a great job with these cards. There's our Ash. He does an amazing job with the cards. It's a really fun engine, I think. But that with a blind second Turbo Dragoon build, guys, that might be the way. As far as like what I can tell what some of these cards do, you get, what's this one do again? So that's the shitty thing, right? You can't have any cards in your monster zone. That's why it's a blind second. So you got to get Dragoon into that extra deck monster zone. It's a little scary because you open them up to like links and stuff like that, but if it works out, it works out, right? Right. I mean, that's the ultimate goal for this stuff. If you don't have any in the monster zone, target one physical monster in the field, destroy it, and then like it's kind of like the runic stuff, right? Every single one of these spells has like its own little effect. You can banish stuff from the graveyard or special summon to your field, destroy your card. You can search a card. Things like that. I think it's really cool. I don't know enough about the extra deck for Sky Striker. I have a few of the cards, but this is like the beginning of a package, I'm thinking, right? And then I know you saw, Red Eyes Inside right there. There's that, what's that other, is it Red Eyes? Not Flare Metal Dragon, Meteor Dragon, I think it is. And then have him in the build, use him to discard, because I think he has a graveyard effect, right? And then you get Red Eyes Fusion if we don't open up with it. I mean, we run 3. We want to see it, and that's the risk you run in that blind second build, because you're giving up your special summon. I mean, your normal summon, right? And then you can't summon anything after that. So, sorry, I know it sounds like I'm rambling, guys. My bad. My dogs are making me nervous because they're so loud. I'm so sorry. But and then we did pull 3 talents. I'm sorry, 3 thrusts out of some packs not that long ago, but I lent them to a friend, so we're going to get these back. Right Geki, Harpy's Feather Duster, this is going to be another one with just like a lot of board breakers after the blind second, because what else can we do, guys? We're fighting for our lives with Dark Magician over here, and it just seems like for fun, it's definitely Shining Stark / competitive. More competitive, a blind second Turbo Dragoon build, I think is the way to go. Just give me 1 second, guys. My apologies. Sorry about that. I had to step away for a minute. My dogs are freaking out, dude. I don't know why they're being so bad. They just know I'm live streaming. My bad, guys. So yeah, it's going to be so out of order. My apologies. So for the ratios for this build, right, we have 2 Dark Magicians, and then we're going to do 2 Red Eyes Black Dragons. For the fusions, we have the 3 Red Eyes fusions, and then let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Have you tried the Champions Vigilance? What is that? What's up, Shane? I hope you're doing all right, brother. I have no idea what that is. Can you please let me know? And then LSK, incorrect. We can go into our rank 7 during first turn with the Primite engine mixed with the toy box. I've done it. You're absolutely right. So my Primite stuff has not come in yet. And then that's another thing. I haven't decided on whether or not to put toy box in any of these builds. Right, I have to figure it out because I feel a little naked without toy box. We've ran toy box for so long. It's a great card, but without the the Magician Souls combo, pop 2, draw 2, go into some Xyz plays or whatever it is. Without that in these builds, I don't know if it's necessary to run. It might be. You get a little extra layered protection during the battle phase, but it's one of those things where like everyone knows now what toy box does, and I have found myself in a lot of duels where I had the back row set up with like a semi-decent monster board. The monsters go first without even battle, right? Main phase 1, pop, pop. And then I'm thinking, all right, I'm still safe for battle. And then they freaking pop toy box. And then you're out of luck. So like, I don't know. It's quite possible. It's something definitely more to think about. But I don't rely much on Red Eyes Fusion. It just seems to break my heart. I know exactly how you feel. I'd rather use Primite to special summon Red Eyes Black Dragoon while using Toy Box Combo Engine and Fusion Dragoon. Use Primite for bait while Toy Box pop off and the other way around it. You're absolutely right. You stay coming with the combos, brother. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It's just stuff I'm going to have to practice, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the Primite stuff that's in yet. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Hopefully, it's here by the end of Thanksgiving, because that's when we're really going to have to start turning it up, right? So, we have the 3 Insights. I just need to add that Meteor Dragon. I think it's the one that we needed. And then for some other stuff, we'll probably cut that one. But we have the 2 Cosmics. Probably run it at 3 if it's allowed at 3. I don't think we need Spell Card Monster Reborn. We'll put these to the side. We'll see. The 1 Ash can come out because we need that with the other build. So that leaves us with Skill Drain. I have 2 more Thrusts. Got to get those back. The Raigeki, I think, is at 3. And for some reason, I thought it was at 1. Maybe it's at 2, but regardless, I thought it was just the 1. So we need to get that back up. And then we have the Harpy's Feather Duster, which I'm pretty sure is at 1. And then for the rest is the Sky Striker stuff, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's the build, guys. Like, I don't know how much more we can really push this until we get some support. My thing is taking some older engines and just surprising people, right? Trying to see if we can make some older stuff work, because that would be, in my opinion, fun and hopefully competitive. So one thing I was thinking about was like the Cloudian stuff, right? That's an older engine, an older archetype. I don't know how well it meshes with Dark Magician. It's something that we're going to have to see, but hopefully it meshes pretty well. What was the other one I saw? I think it was the... Oh, it's like Earth, not Earth. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking so hard right now, but it was another like simple engine. It's an older engine. If it comes to me, I'll let you guys know. And then, yeah, just older stuff that people aren't really prepared for, because without the new things, right, without the new support, what else can you do? You recycle the same Turbo Dragoons, the same Pure DM, the same, runic or whatever it is, and it's just we're getting left behind. So it's unfortunate, but it is what we have to do. This is going to be the thing that challenges us as duelists, and it just makes us better. So that's kind of where we're at with this build. There's a lot of room for a lot of extra stuff, and then I'll show you some extra deck stuff that I have right now. I don't know how well it blends with either of these builds, but we did get our Chaos Angel that finally came in. Baguska saved my ass, as well as the Best Dweller, the Dragon Knight. I wish I had pulled this card in the new set that came out. Alas, I did not. Master of Chaos, the Dark Magicians. Emerald's a cool card, obviously. Blackluster Soldier, Access Code. The big man himself, Dragoon. Our SP also came in, and then actually we have two. So I ordered one, and then I pulled another one out of the box. So I have two, which is always fun. And some of the Sky Striker stuff I'm going to have to look into. But how much of the extra deck stuff depends on how well of the build that we make. I don't really know if we need the Sky Striker monsters, but we can definitely look into it. So let's see. Shane, it reads, if you control a level 7 or higher normal monster, when a monster you would be summoned or spell trap card is activated, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. What card is that? You said that was, sorry, I'm going to look now. Champions Vigilance. Oh shit. Dude, I'm going to have to look into that. It's a trap common. Counter trap. Okay. Snap. I'm going to have to look into, maybe I have this. Do you know what set that was in? Is it an older card, a newer card? I might have it. If not, I'll definitely ask my Discord to see if anybody's got one I can look into to maybe plan it. But yeah, guys, so that's this build. And then, I don't know. I really like the Turbo Dragoon build. It's so fun just playing Red Eyes Fusion and then watching it resolve and just seeing people sweat. Again, I kind of joke about it. Like, Dragoon is not that big of a deal, but it is funny because, a lot of people just go, oh, man, like, how am I going to get over that? You know what I mean? And it's true. I had a fun mirror match with somebody, and I had no freaking out to him, right? Yeah, exactly. If it resolves, you're absolutely you're absolutely right, Kay. If it resolves, is the thing, because if it doesn't, like you're legit screwed. I've had games where I just go, all right, next game, never mind. The hand is so bad, you pray Red Eye Fusion resolves. And I've also said this before, but I was not around with the Verte Anaconda plays, right? I didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh until quite after that, and I just missed all of that. So it's unfortunate, but everyone tells me that was the play. I've seen the plays, right? I've seen it on YouTube and Master Duel. To me, personally, it seems very complicated. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it was pretty simple. What, you pay 1,000 life points, I think. Then you send the cards that you would use to the graveyard, and then it becomes either the materials or the polymerization, something like that. But it just seems like a lot of, I don't know, a lot of cost and, I don't know, just complications. Sage of Blue Eyes, White Dragon, Structure Deck. Okay, so that's the one that's coming out, or that's the one that's been out. My Mahad, Dragon Knight, Illusion of Chaos, Quarter Century are here waiting on. So, dude, I'm so freaking jealous. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on like Facebook Market and people having them. Maybe we'll pony up and buy them, but I can't see myself buying any more cards. But real quick, a little announcement. I am going away for Thanksgiving, but I have some awesome ideas for some content. So I'm going to give you one idea now because we're going to check out some locals, hopefully while we're there on my trip, and get some different people at locals to duel. And we will be bringing Dark Magician. But one of the things that we're going to do is my best friend that I'm going to be staying with, the guy that got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! When we were kids. I'm going to visit him and the family, and we're going to duel. And you guys let me know what you think of this idea real quick. I'm going to let him duel because he has no idea how to play the game right now. I've tried to describe it, and he's a bigger boomer than me. He's like an old man. He's like, that's not you. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. So I thought for funsies, I'm going to let him play how he remembers the game, and then I'm going to play how the game is actually played. I think it's going to be really funny. If you guys are in the chat now, let me know like a funny title you think it would be. And if you're watching this after, please leave a comment down below. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it so much. I'm going to bring all my cards, all my binders. I'm going to let him build the deck that he wants, however he wants to do it. He's even threatened to take my Dark Magician stuff away. So maybe if he takes Dark Magician, we can come up with an idea or a way to play around him and get out of our comfort zone. I think it'll be really fun. LSK, I found a way to make Magician of Black Chaos Max BLS Legendary Swordsman will work with the new Blue Eye support. That's freaking awesome. The Blue Eye Trap card can ritual summon this deck is Magician of Black Chaos Max Lockdown. Dude, that's freaking sick. I have to wait for it to drop. Dude, I can't wait to see it. You're the man. Uh, what's that? Okay. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to step away. I do apologize for such a short live tonight. This was a blast. Maybe we can get one more in before we go. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all are the best, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great night. Again, if you celebrate Thanksgiving and I don't see you before then, happy Thanksgiving. If not, safe travels, safe work, whatever it is that you guys are going to do, just be safe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I appreciate it, guys. Peace.